Hi, we are Jeff.
And Michele from Be My Honey Apiary. We have been beekeepers for 10 years. Our apiaries are in Stillwater and Augusta, located in Sussex County, New Jersey. We started beekeeping to improve the environment and put a little good out into the world. With 2 hives our first year, we extracted 60 pounds of honey. Surprised by the amount of this added benefit, we decided to sell our honey to local CSAs, and that is how Be My Honey Apiary began. Bees fly from the hive to many different floral sources. They collect nectar and pollen and bring this back to their hive. The beehive consists of wooden boxes with frames that slide inside. This is called the Langstroth hive. Each of the slide-in frames has wax foundation on it, and the bees build out the honeycomb on each frame using wax produced from their abdomens. The box you see in this slide is called a hive body. This is where the bees live and store honey and pollen for themselves. We add a smaller box on top of the hive body called a honey super. When the bees have excess honey, they will store it in the honey super. This is the honey that we take. These are the honeybees all over the frames. This is Jeff bringing in the honey supers full of honey to be extracted. You can see all the honeybees following him around. This is a beautiful frame of capped honey. When the bees bring the nectar into the hive, it has a lot of moisture. In order to preserve the nectar, they fan their wings over the open honeycomb and bring the moisture content of the nectar down to approximately 18%. This is known as ripening the honey. Then the bees cap the honey with a fresh layer of wax to protect and preserve the honey. Here are a couple of examples of capped honey frames. Notice the different colors. Each honey frame can weigh 5 pounds or more. The top frame has bee bread mixed in with the honey. This is pollen and honey that the bees mix together for food. Notice the beautiful white wax on the bottom frame. Different shades of honey come from different floral sources. Here's Flo holding a capped frame on one of our pieces of equipment where we cut the wax cappings off. Over the years, we have purchased equipment from our business and use all equipment from pots to spatulas for beekeeping only. The uncapping knife, as you can see, is serrated and very sharp. In a back and forth motion, it cuts the wax cappings off very well. Sometimes there are a few cells that the knife misses and we have to scrape the cell with a fork, exposing the honey. Although it is a sticky job, we enjoy having friends and family over to help. Wax cappings fall into this strainer. Underneath is a very fine nylon mesh that the honey can flow through, and we can get a few extra pounds of honey just from what is in the cappings. What do we do with all this beeswax? It gets processed into clean, beautiful bars that we use to make lip balms and salves. Although we do not personally do it, beeswax candles can be made from this as well. This is an image of very dark honey. In the fall, the honey becomes much darker due to the fall floral sources. This particular honey comes from the Japanese knotweed plant. This is our stainless steel food grade radial extractor. It holds up to 22 frames. This is an upgrade from our first hand cranked extractor, which only held 3 frames. That was a job. This new extractor has a powerful electric motor and acts as a centrifuge, spinning the honey out into the walls of the extractor where it runs down to the bottom. The gate on the bottom of the extractor allows us to pour out the honey. You could see that there are pieces of wax in the honey that we need to filter out. The next step is to pour the honey through 2 filters that sit on top of each other, a coarse and fine filter that catch all the wax particles. The honey smells so delicious that no one can resist dipping a little something in the honey for a taste. The next step is to jar the raw honey. Once the honey is extracted from the frames, we take the frames and put them back into the honey supers. Here is Flo getting in on the action. As you could imagine, the frames are still sticky with leftover honey. We stick them back on top of the beehives for a short time, and the bees clean them right up.
Okay, relax. Gotta go sleep.
In the fall, we do another inspection of the beehives to make sure the bees have enough stored food to get through the winter. Lashana Tova Tika Tebu, wishing you all a sweet and healthy new year.